The Yankees took a trip down to Tampa and went to their own ballpark, but as the road team, and for lack of better words, they put belt to ass. But somehow, someway, Yankees fans still are finding a way that this season is already over. What's going on, guys? It's the King of 161st. I'm back with another video, and this fear stems from Game 3, the one loss in this series. Bottom of the 9th inning, Yankees have a 4-run lead and bring it to their closer, Devin Williams. And Devin Williams gives up 4 runs, 3 of them earned, and the Yankees end up losing that game by walk-off. I am here to tell you, Devin Williams will be fine. Ever since he's come up in April of 2020, all the way to today, Devin Williams has been a top 3 closer in baseball. Yes, he's had his struggles this year. Yes, that changeup is not fooling as many hitters this year as it did last year, or so it appears. But let's not forget, it was April 19th when this happened. Today, it is currently April 21st. We still got over 5 months of baseball left. Devin Williams has one of the nastiest pitches, and he's still, even this year, is getting swings and misses that are making hitters look silly. The big thing for him right now is control. He gave up a few walks in that inning, but if we're going to talk about Game 3, let's talk about that outing. Oswaldo Cabrera all of a sudden developed the yips, overthrowing first base, not only in Game 3, but then again twice in Game 4. And then Anthony Volpe, it may not go down in the scorebook as an error, but that was a mental lapse to let that ball bounce and just wait there before he threw it. If you're Anthony Volpe, you got to charge that son of a bitch. That were 2 outs at the beginning of the inning, that then he gets a strikeout afterwards. There's no earned runs after that. But because those 2 guys got on, Devin Williams strikes out the next guy, then gives up a walk, then gives up a hit, and all of a sudden, the inning crumbles into blown save. Not even a blown save, it just turns into a bad outing because it's not even a save opportunity for Devin Williams. I feel like as Yankees fans, when someone starts to struggle, we kind of lose our way of thinking, especially when it comes to a guy like Devin Williams, because that inning was solely made by the defense. If the defense steps up in that situation and makes simple ass plays. I'm not asking them to make the diving play that Jazz made yesterday. I'm asking Oswaldo, throw the guy out when you get a simple ass ground ball. I'm asking Volpe, go back to middle school and understand fundamentals in charging the baseball. Those 2 plays are made, that inning is over. And even after that, the exit velocities on these baseballs, 80 miles an hour. Those are usually outs. The hardest hit ball of that inning was the Junior Caminero double play that ended it at 110 miles an hour. Devin Williams did not have a bad outing. That was a bad circumstance by the New York Yankees, created by the defense of the New York Yankees. Now, is there things he needs to work on? Yes, he cannot walk people in that situation, especially knowing his defense is not fully backing him up. The control has to get better. And I do agree with him. There's a chance that he's throwing the changeup too much. He's letting hitters see it too much. He's got to diversify his pitch mix a little bit more in order to make that changeup even more deadly. But one thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to give up on a guy who has 5 years of track record. People comparing him to Clay Holmes last year. Clay Holmes was going into last year as this being his last chance to prove he's a good closer. This year is Devin Williams' first blip on the radar. I know some Brewers fans are gonna say this is kind of how Devin Williams outings go. He makes things interesting and then finds a way to escape from them. This is the first blip on the radar where he actually has gotten blown up. It's up to Devin Williams now to respond. The difference between Devin Williams and Clay Holmes is that Devin Williams does not have a track record of failure. Clay Holmes has a track record full of failure at the closer spot, which is why he's no longer with the Yankees. He is now across town, not just across town. He is not even a closer anymore. They tried to transition him to a starter because he pitches to contact and his pitch mix is more suited for that. At some point, we got to give some of these newer guys a little bit of breathing room to prove they are the best. And that's what I'm giving Devin Williams right now. If by June, some of these problems have not gone away, he's still walking a ton of batters, he's still blowing 4-run leads, he's still getting smacked around with that changeup, we'll have a conversation then. We can then have a conversation about Luke Weaver needs to be the closer. That might literally be the title in June if this continues. But on April 21st, after the Yankees won 3 out of 4 in Tampa Bay, I'm not going to overreact to an outing that had defensive lapses, that had soft contact getting through. That's just not something I'm going to put out there. Now let's get to the offense of this series. The big thing for me that gives me a lot of confidence in this team is that the Yankees went through the gauntlet of Tampa Bay Rays pitching. Not only did they dominate this series, but they also won the pitching matchup. Game 1, Yankees beat up on Taj Bradley, 6 earned runs. Game 2, Drew Rasmussen proved he is the goods, but Carlos Rodon out-dueled him. That was probably Carlos Rodon's best start in pinstripes. He was so good in this game, and I know after my last video, I was talking about him possibly being a 5-and-dive guy. When the Yankees kept bringing him out for the 6th, I got nervous. He's going to give it up. He never fucked it up. That's what we expect from Carlos Rodon, giving us quality outing as a number 2. Game 3, even though we lost, Shane Baz, a great pitcher, a great up-and-coming pitcher. Yankees put up 5 runs. In Game 4, Ryan Pepio, the star guy in the Tyler Glasnow trade. Yankees put up 3. Yankees were able to hit off of the premier starting pitching in one of the best developing starting pitching organizations in Major League Baseball. The only guy the Yankees did not face is Shane McClanahan, but Shane McClanahan is still out from his spring training injury. So this is the best pitching that Tampa had to offer, and the Yankees passed every single test. Now, one game I want to talk about is Game 4, because Max Fried in Game 4 was magnificent. 7 no-hit innings, should have gone into the 8th inning. That game felt like it was getting rigged. That game felt like Tampa was trying their hardest to screw us out of a win. The Aaron Judge home run debacle, there's no way that's not a home run. There's no fucking way that's not a home run. That's one. Having Max Fried go out for the 8th inning only to change a scoring decision from the 6th. And the problem I had with it is the explanation. If the explanation from the scorekeeper was, look, we made a mistake, we reviewed the tapes, and we saw that Chandler Simpson would have made it, fine. But the fact that he put in there, we changed it because it was blatantly obvious that Chandler Simpson was going to make it. You had 12 outs. It took you 2 innings. That's 12 outs of baseball. And it took you that long to make that decision, yet it was blatantly obvious? I don't know. If something is blatantly obvious to me, I immediately make that decision. I don't make the wrong decision when it's blatantly obvious and then wait 2 innings to then reverse that decision. I don't know. Do you guys do that? I know I don't, but that's just me. Either way, Max Fried looked incredible. And like I brought up earlier, Carlos Rodon gave us a great pitching outing, and the Yankees were also able to win a Carlos Carrasco start where he struggled. Early on, Carlos Carrasco looked great, but then it started to fall off, and this turned into a classic Carlos Carrasco start. But the Yankees were able to keep hitting and keep hitting and keep hitting. This was a huge series to bring back the confidence. The Yankees have now won 6 of their last 7. They now take that momentum and bring it to Cleveland, where they take on some of the big pitching in Cleveland's organization, Luis Ortiz, Tanner Bybee. Even though these guys are not off to great starts, all 3 pitchers we are facing are some of the most talented pitchers in baseball. If you look at Gavin Williams, Tanner Bybee, and Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz was just traded to Cleveland from Pittsburgh for Spencer Horwitz. Tanner Bybee started, frankly, dominated the Yankees in the ALCS. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below. Comment down below. Are you concerned with Devin Williams? Do you think Devin Williams is just going through a rough patch? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel and hit those post notifications so you don't miss another Yankees recap. Yankees are on a roll. First in the AL East. Still looking like a fun season. I'm out of here. Take care and peace.